The first breakthrough was kind of Carl Delicato's breakthrough relative to understanding that we were dealing with a neurodevelopmental sensory problem as opposed to a psychiatric problem. Kind of the second real breakthrough was when we really started through NACD to understand the specific sensory issues and developing the techniques to address the specific sensory issues. Now, what I'd like to do here is talk a little bit about the sensory problems that you should be seeing with your kids, and understanding, again, that your kids are all different problems to varying degrees. But there's kind of a picture that fits a high percentage of the kids within the spectrum relative to sensory dysfunction. In terms of vision, the majority of the kids are hyper-peripheral and hypomacular. Well, let me explain that for you. Your peripheral vision is everything out here. Your macular vision is your central detail vision. Okay, if you're looking at a book at about 18 inches, you see an area about 3 inches in diameter in detail. That's your macular field. If you're looking at someone who's 6 or 8 feet away, you see their face in detail. That's your macular field at that distance, and everything else is peripheral. All children at birth begin life by using their peripheral vision, and as they develop, their central macular vision kicks in. Okay? In kids with developmental issues, and specifically kids within the spectrum, the central macular vision can be very, very slow to kick in. So many of the children are primarily using their peripheral vision. It's this peripheral problem that initially got this labeled as a psychiatric disease. Because the thought was the child deliberately is not looking at you because there's something wrong with the connection with you. I hate you, mother, I'm not going to look at you. Okay? You're a terrible refrigerator, mother, I'm not going to look at you. I'm going to look all over the place. I'm not going to look at you. Wrong. Because they were using their peripheral vision, the only way they can see you is by looking to the side, not looking directly at you, because their central vision doesn't work. Okay? Your peripheral vision picks up movement and edges. And if you watch kids, the more severely involved they are, the more they're hyperperipheral, the more their vision is attracted to movement and edges. If you look at what's called the sensory play, you can actually see what's broken because the kids are playing with what's broken. Right. A kid's flapping his hands. Why? Okay. He's flapping his hands because his peripheral vision is hyper, and this pushes all kinds of buttons. I can stand up here and do it all day, and it would do nothing for me. So get my hands tired, okay? But if your peripheral vision is hyper, it's a way of stimulating it, playing with it. It's not an accident that so many kids in the spectrum, particularly the boys, love trains. Okay. Trains, they can line them up. The tracks are lined up. The cars are lined up. All kinds of edges, and the wheels move. Edges, all right, and movement. Ceiling fans. Don't try to work with a kid in a room with a ceiling fan. Okay. Because it is attracting his peripheral vision. And if there's nothing moving, the kids have edges. All right? And if you watch their eyes, all right, what you see is them scanning edges. I can't tell you how many thousands of hours I've spent watching kids' eyes and seeing what they do. All right? And as a parent, one of the things you should do is watch, quote unquote, normal people's eyes and watch your kids' eyes. What you'll see with normal people is they look directly at one thing and another thing. All right, if you're talking to them, they're looking at your face, or, if they have a book, they're looking at the book, but they're directing their vision right at specific things. And kids who are severely involved, if you watch where their eyes are going, it's like their eyes never hit a specific thing, because they're not using that central macular vision, they're using their peripheral vision. One of the ways you can gauge lack of central vision is lack of television attention. If a child is back at a normal, appropriate distance from a TV set, to see the TV, they have to use their macular vision. If they get their nose up on the screen, it's peripheral. Okay? But a lot of the autistic kids, a lot of the kids in the spectrum, they're very late to watch TV, if they ever do watch TV appropriately. Okay? Because you can't see it unless you're using your macular vision. Right? TV is such a strong macular stimulant that there is virtually no better treatment technique than having the kids watch TV for development of macular vision. I have a friend who has a company that makes kids videos, and he produced the Baby Mozart and Baby Bach videos. I don't know if any of you have seen that. And he got totally lucky. Okay. Essentially, his job was to create a video using Bach and Mozart music for babies. So like visually, what do you put on a video, when you're doing classical music for babies? And he stumbled on toys that spin. And if you watch those videos, it's all toys that move and spin. And there was nothing better on the planet he could have put on those videos than toys that spin. Because the spinning attracts either the baby's, or in our case, the autistic child's peripheral vision, but they have to tune in with their central vision to attend to it. Okay? So if you have kids who won't watch TV because their macular vision is so low, go get Baby Mozart and Baby Bach, all right, and start teaching them to watch. Unfortunately, the thing that comes generally highest on the list after Baby Mozart and Bach is Wheel of Fortune. And it operates on the same premise because it's got the wheel that spins, all right, and attracts the kid's peripheral vision and then pulls them into the central vision. Okay, so if you have kids who visually stim, they're visually stimming because they're hyper-peripheral, they're hypomacular. Now, what do you learn with? Do you learn with your peripheral vision, or do you learn with your macular vision? You learn with your macular vision, okay? So we've got to develop that macular vision to start really educating the child, even to the point of looking at your face to start mimicking mouth movements and positions to speak. Okay. So development of that central macular vision is a very, very huge issue. So we do a lot of different techniques depending on where the child is in terms of how far they've developed that central vision. One of the things we go back to is one of those things I learned way back when I was teaching at UCP, which is rapidly flashing. All right, when I finally understood about central macular vision and first getting the attraction with the peripheral, I understood then why rapidly flashing those things got the kids' attention. Because we got the movement involved, and then they came in with their central vision, and were able to actually get the information into the brain because it was being presented rapidly. So we did a lot of stuff with flashcards. We also start reading very early. Reading is a little bit like Baby Mozart and Bach. Okay? And the way reading is a little bit like that is letters are edges. Okay? And peripheral vision, movement, and edges. So letters have edges, words have edges, and it's one of the things we can, at an early stage, get the kids to visually attend to. So we hear about kids who are hyperlexic. All right. Hyperlexic are the kids within the spectrum who are very good readers. And typically they're kids who almost universally teach themselves to read. And that happens because they are attracted to the edges on letters and words. So it's not an accident that that happens. Yeah.